Now, Erling Haaland, I want to discuss because he's scored a number of goals already this season. I believe this is all competitions. 14 goals he scored in all competitions, which is quite extraordinary given that there've really only been 10 games for him so far. Would you like to guess his goal conversion statistic, John?
I reckon he's probably in the low 30s.
Would you like to guess a number?
No.
Well, then would you like to guess a number?
I'll go much higher. I'll say 47%.
And producer Don, would you like to guess a number? Wow, Don's very wrong. John's kind of the closest. It's 38% goal conversion, which is very high for someone who scored 14 goals. Is he the best player? End of sentence.
Okay. He's the best player at scoring right now.
Is he the best player in the world?
Again, it depends what you want your players to do, right? If you were to stick him in
Score
goal.
14 goals from the first 10
It wouldn't surprise
games.
me if he was like a really good goalkeeper either, to be honest. But yeah,
I just like as a kind of layman watching him, I feel like I'm watching a new level, and maybe that is because I don't watch the overseas leagues as often, and so I remember seeing Cristiano Ronaldo at Manchester United before he left the Premier League, and watching him and thinking, oh wow, you're better than the other players that I've seen before. And I wouldn't say I've watched Lionel Messi regularly enough to fully appreciate that. But with Erling Haaland, watching him, at least in highlights of him, like virtually every week for Manchester City, it's like looking at an alien playing football. It's like someone who has like a massive advantage, just, I don't know, based on being excellent.
Yeah, it's like when you play the early FIFA games and you could like build your own players and you could just make them really tall and hench, and that is what he is.
It makes me think of when we play Rocket League, a video game we enjoy to play, and you play against we don't enjoy to play, we hate playing it, but we play it anyway. If you play against a what we would call a Smurf is a player masquerading as a lower ranked player, but in fact they have the skills of a much higher ranked player. Yeah, very annoying, very annoying to play a Smurf. But I've had pause for thought over the weekend, thinking about Erling Haaland and wondering if you're just your run-of-the-mill Premier League defender and you're defending Erling Haaland, or indeed the 2 goals that Son scored over the weekend, for example, do you get the same level of irritation that I would get playing a Smurf? There's nothing I can possibly do about that, despite I play in the same league, the same sort of category. Technically, I play alongside this person. I am not within light years of their capacity.
The shame of him double flip resetting on Aston Villa.
Exactly. Don't you think it would be annoying?
Yeah, in the Champions League fixtures this week, Man City were losing to Borussia Dortmund. Borussia Dortmund brought on Nico Schlotterbeck, who's one of my favourite players in the world and is one of the best centre-backs in the world. I know that's probably controversial because he can sometimes do flappy things, but I've seen him play against Robert Lewandowski and keep him quiet. I've seen him play against Erling Haaland and keep him quiet. But then obviously there was that goal with Cancelo with the outside of his boot, and then Haaland just sort of jumps in incredible distance in the air, uses his wrong foot in the situation, and scores the goal, which means that they win the game.
Yeah.
And you just kind of think, when you're that player, when you're like, I'm one of the best centre backs in the world, I've done everything correctly here, and he's still scored against me. It must be horrible, really.
It's amazing, isn't he?
He's like a cyborg specially designed to cheat at football.
Yeah. Well, anyway, well done to Erling Haaland.
Can we talk about him every episode?
I think
scores?
I think we should just check in each week to see if he's scored again. And he probably will have done. I'm starting to believe there won't be a game week where he doesn't score a goal.
Yeah, at least in like Premier League and Champions League, he will almost inevitably score in one of those games. I mean, he's scoring at a rate much higher than 1 in 2, so that makes sense, right?
What was he going to finish on? Like 2 weeks ago, it was like 63 or something because he'd scored 2 hat-tricks in a row, right? Like, do you think he could break the record? Premier League record?
Absolutely.
What is the Premier League record?
The Premier League record is 34.
Premier League 1 season goal record.
It's Mohamed Salah.
32.
There's someone else who's done it.
He's
as well.
going to smash that.
The other record is like Premier League players in all competitions in this season, which is 44, I believe, which is, I think, Ruud van Nistelrooy. And he's already like 23% through that with like 7 plus 2, so 9 games played.
Do you remember the season
Apparently Andy Cole scored 34 goals for Newcastle United in 93-94.
Yeah, but they had more games in that season because it was when they had 24 teams in the Premier League.
93-94. Okay.
And 94-95, Alan Shearer scored 34 as well.
They had
more games.
After that, they were like,
okay,
this is too many teams in the Premier League. We must.
Too many games in a season. What a smart idea that would be, eh? Yeah, do you remember Luis Suarez was up at like 20 goals by Christmas one season and then massively drops off? I thought he was going to shatter all the records as well, but Haaland is just such a freak.
I think that he's also joint with Salah, is that right? Suarez, the 32, is that right?
I believe so.
Yeah, so I think that must have been the same season. And then in
no, he's not. He has 31.
31
in the 13-14 season.
Disgusting.
Which eclipsed the previous highest, which was Cristiano Ronaldo in 07-08.
It's all down to injury, right? If he stays fit, then it's almost impossible for him to not do it.
It's quite a number of people who've made it 30.
Kevin Phillips?
Yeah, there's 4 players who've finished on 30. Kevin Phillips is one of them.
Is Les Ferdinand one of them?
No.
I always feel like he has some like weird high scoring.
Les Ferdinand 25 in the 95-96 season for Newcastle United. But,
is there a weird name on there?
No, there's just 3 names on there that
Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie.
Van Persie is on there for the Arsenal season of 11-12, 30 goals.
How many have we named? Just
2.
2.
You named Kevin Phillips.
Oh, okay.
There's going to be a Spurs one that I don't know, and I'm going to be shamed internationally.
There's a couple of NLD players right here. I'll tell you that for sure.
Thierry Henry.
Thierry Henry is one of them, in the 03-04 season.
Bergkamp.
One of them's Harry Kane.
Yeah.
30 goals. Harry Kane in 17-18.
Yeah,
that's Pochettino, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Old daddy. There we go.
If you like this video, please consider subscribing to the channel. The Athletic is home to some of the world's best sports journalists, including David Ornstein, Daniel Taylor, Ollie Kay, Amy Lawrence and Rafa Honigstein. There are journalists dedicated to each Premier League team, so every fan gets the coverage they deserve, not just the big clubs. And you can try it for free now for 30 days. See the link in the description.